What up? It's your boy T-Burn Reaction. Today is a Thoughts Talks reaction, and this is mainly because recently we got to talk about the reception we got recently though. So this past week we got the teaser trailer for the upcoming and iconic biopic Michael, which stars Jafar Jackson as legendary uncle Michael Jackson as well too. I know a lot of it got some positive results as well too, being one of the most highest viewed YouTube video in years and record breaking as well too though. And I know a lot of us, including myself, have watched it numerous times. We're on YouTube, Facebook, sharing multiple posts or anything, waiting for multiple trailers, including the official full trailer, TV spots, everything. I mean, I'm gonna be like how I was with the New Edition trailer. I'm gonna be like this, kind of like if I was doing reaction around the time I did the NWA was out, I'll be doing this as well too. That being said, though, while there was a lot of praise for this, there was some flack from it as well too. Though, one, they were saying Jafar didn't look too much like his uncle. He looked more like his dad. Of course, he is Jermaine Jackson's son. Of course, he gonna look like his dad more, but he still had the Jackson gene on it as well too. We have witnessed his voice and singing, and he sounds just like his pops. Not his pops. He sounds just like his uncle, as well too. But people thinking it's AI. I mean, if it's AI to get the perfect Michael Jackson first, so the fuck be it. But the one that gets me is the heavy comparison about how people hold this one biopic up to a high standard, which they should. After all, we have a lot of shit chances of making Michael since then. Shit is being the Mare bullshit with Flex Alexander. But they hold this one in particular high standards, and that is other than the Jackson American Dream, which is one of the best depiction of the Jackson we had in the group and have since day one for a while as well too. There's been numerous of portrayals with Jackson. This has been the best one. The closest second I can say before this comes out and it'll be not that first or to some second is the A&E documentary they had of Michael Jackson as well too, because it was like a documentary along with a lot of portrayals in it as well too. That's the closest second as well too. Now, well, I'm here to tell you that as much as Jackson's American Dream is logo one of the best biopic of Jackson, and it is. And people hold it to some high standard, which they should. It was not perfect. And I'm going to tell you why. Because maybe I'll say this because a lot of people want perfectionize Michael Jackson and they are criticizing it heavy. Because one, the nose is too wide and everything. Michael Jackson has a wide nose before he got his first nose job. Remember, people forget that he was not the noble nose jobs around the Thriller era. He had nose job before that because of reconstruction, because he hurt himself. He broke it during the Destiny tour. That's the nose that we fell in love with off the wall in a way. People may not know. They're talking about certain characters are of the other family look way too tall, not the complexion ain't all that as well too though. We're going to get into that as well, too. Now, let me tell you why, while Jackson and the American Dream was great, it was not perfect. There was some couple of mixed information going on here. We're going to break that down as well, too. One, Michael Jackson being... Well, first of all, let's get to the whole thing about Jackson and the American Dream. The Jackson American Dream is focused on the whole main family of Jackson Dream, excluding not only the Jackson 5 and the 6 member Randy. It is the Jackson family, meaning the father Joe Jackson and the mother Catherine Jackson, Katie. When they first met, all this was going on in the series before Michael Jackson was born, character-wise in the series. Let's get that out the way. We had an early edition of younger of the older siblings, which was Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, a baby Marlon in the playpen, Latoya and Reby. Remember too, we got a little bit of Jermaine looked like a young Michael almost for too when they dancing. When Joe had Tito, Jackie, and Reby dancing to their his bands playing all that as well too. I mean, we got that as well too. Then we get to the birth of Michael Jackson. Now there was the first description right there. The date was right, month and day, but the year was wrong. They had it at 1959. And since then, they have not corrected it since then as well. Because usually when stuff like that don't correct it, they will edit, correct it. They have not done it yet. Another one is not much of a date wrong, but because I will say that, Michael Jackson being a perfectionist, he probably did go back to the studio and work on some songs that he already made, like in the Thriller album as well too. So Human Nature, he was on the record doing that, but say 1983, where Thriller came out in 1982, and he probably did some recording in 1981. I'm not going. I'm gonna hold that with a grain of salt because Michael Jackson was a perfectionist. He could be remixing this, remaking it to make it perfected. Who knows? And then found out, the Pepsi thing, the Pepsi depiction, one, the Pepsi depiction, one. When they did commercial, it wasn't like that. If you saw the news footage of the commercial, it was with the whole he was doing. He didn't fall down steps and all that as well too. He didn't notice he was burning until he got down everything, and they put the hair on him as well too. Another thing is how they did the victory tour. It's literally the Motown performance of "Stop the Love You Save Me" put together, and that's how I did that as well too. That's another thing. But now let's get into the character acting wise, because a lot of people are judging on how the actors look and all as well too. So one of them was top of the one being Marlon was too dark skinned. It's too dark skinned Marlon, and Marlon is way too tall than Michael. Here's the thing. At one point, Marlon was way taller than Michael as one too, but it was close size one time, but we did that already. So let's get to the slideshow of it. Here, hi, we have the Jackson 5 American Dream. Dream right here. Now we get to the next season right here when we get to the younger siblings as well too. Around this time, first off, R.I.P. to the actor Marlon who recently passed away. I think his name was Floyd. I think it was because Floyd Roger Myers Jr. R.I.P. to him. He played Marlon as well too. Around time, Marlon and the actor of the portrayal Marlon by Floyd and Michael, who's I think his name is Alex. His name is did good. Now we're gonna get to the older siblings as well too. Oh, Jackie's not there. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, see, we get to the older siblings. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's zoom in the older siblings just a little bit. Now, while it looks good, let's take a dive. It took place in the first part. Took place in 1964, around a time where the older siblings were between the ages of 10 and 14. And as you see right here, we have the characters are like around possibly 15 to 16 to 18, 17. If you know Buffalo Robinson, you follow him hard, you know he was not no 14 years old when he did this. This is probably around the time he was on A Different World, or a little bit before he was A Different World as Dorian as well too. So there's that though. But we hold in no guards, we hold to no regard to time. But this is what I'm saying. Oh yeah, so the little kid name's Alex Burrell, by the way. We hold to no regards as well too, but I'm only calling now because folks was talking about the cast and everything at the time, and possibly you may never know they did this to budget, because the ministry on ABC, it was on ABC I think, yeah, a ministry on ABC. So you had Shaquille Evans, that's who played Tito. And Jermaine Jackson Jr. who plays Jermaine. And there's another thing right there too. Through that whole time, Jermaine did not get taller than Tito until way later. The height. When he became Milwaukee still at one point as well too. So there's that. So that's already one description as well too. But anyway, you had these guys supposed to be like 10 years old. They even had to alter their voice a little bit to sound younger as well too. That's why Jermaine was speaking holler. I swear to God, I didn't do it. That's why he had that high push like that. He really never talked that little T got older until the older characters was cast. He started talking his regular voice when the time progressed. I had to point that out. And same with Shaquem as well too. Other than that, though, they did a good job, but let's not act like Jackson American Dream was perfect. Exhibit 1. This is back to the Marlon. Marlon being too scarcity to be Marlon. Here we go. And look what we have here. Not only are dark skinned Marlon, are dark skinned Michael, played by the legendary Jason Weaver, and then Marlon's actor is Johnson Wilkerson. By the way, to point that out. And since the fact that people talking about Marlon, the dad that played young Marlon on this too, dark skin, we have a dark skinned Marlon. Not only that, and a dark skinned Michael, who till this day a lot of people are saying the best ever played Little Michael until this day as well too. And then we we're gonna go back to the first one where we get the original actors, and this one we get the early look at Terrence Howard as well too. And then we get the other Tito as well too. And this is when Tito is taller than Jermaine for a second till we get Colin Stilling in to play Jermaine when Jermaine was looking like a still. He stopped playing with it, but yeah. Either way, and not to mention, look who's there. Holly Robinson playing a brown skinned Diana Ross. And think Holly Robinson can sing though. Could have been some complaint about that. There's that. Now we do get to the older one, and we do get the closest ever to look like Mike. We get a good portrayal of Michael by the late great Wally Draper as well too. But one thing I got to point out is this: how they when they threw Randy in there, always buffing Husky as well too on the 70s. Like we got Randy. Knowing Randy was like a little ass, was like probably 13 and 12 years old when he first got added to the stand in for Jermaine. But that's another story right there. Either way, all I'm saying is while Jackson American Dream holds plays as one of the best Biopic, it was not perfect. So for those who want to highly criticize Michael before it comes up, because you're holding you're holding this to his high standard, higher than the standard is already high on, which deserves the high standard. Chill out. Wait till we get the rest of the trailers, more TV spot and everything. Or simply don't watch. Because while y'all want to nitpick on everything because you want it to be perfect, because I get it because of what happened with having Man in Mirror that should never exist, I get it. But at the same time, you're putting too much energy on yourself, wasting a lot of energy because you were spoiled by the Jackson American Dream. Where not the mission. That's the other thing that pointed about Jackson American Dream. While it did have some moments with Michael, with the moonwalk and everything, we didn't get a full thing on Michael. We had a jump. We probably will to get it anyway, because I don't think it's the same thing about the Jackson during the dance machine era. Well, fortunately, and coming later on, I found out why, because the time they was the Nate down period. But still, we get a time jump to them on the version of leaving Motown. Then we get another time jump from leaving the Motown to Michael Jackson working on Thriller. We didn't get nothing about Off the Wall, none of that in between, and that's where the biopic is set right there to get that. Cause we damn sure didn't get that with Man in Mirror. That crock of shit. And the AEW, the A&E documentary was the closer we got of that in a way. But this Michael biopic will get much as we can. I'm hoping we do. I feel like we do. We got Off the Wall looks right there. He even gonna be doing the videos. That's the other thing. Let's think about that. We're getting a glimpse because the video hasn't made Michael Jackson. The video made Michael Jackson who he was. So we get into that too. Now, if we get a good amount of time with Lil Michael, cool. I doubt it because this is going to be more focus on Michael. There you have the Jackson American Dream to focus on Lil Michael. If you want your fair share of Lil Michael, you have the Jackson American Dream right there. Either way, don't try to pre-criticize Michael because you're holding Jackson American Dream to the higher standard, higher than standard as already is. That's all I'm saying. Chill out. Let's let it ride, let it cook. Like I'll say, let it cook. Let's see where it's going. Right now, it looks great. From the little bit of clips, little bit of pictures, everything, it looks great. You know what I mean? from a little bit of clips of Jafar, I think Jafar gonna do a good acting job. From the little bit of movies he did, I think he's gonna do a good job. All right, but don't try to don't expect perfectionist as well. I know Michael Jackson was perfectionist, but don't expect perfectionist. Biopics never been perfect anyway. Let's get that out the way. Never been so perfect anyway. It's been some slight things just to add either to add dramatization or to disregard it because the voice they want to voice to avoid lawsuits and all that as well too. That's another thing as well. Who knows? Either way, do not put too much into this. Too much that you're over criticizing it just before it comes out as well too. For those who are doing it, it's not many, but there are folks out there, including Michael Jackson fans as well too. Even in person, I heard the person there tripping over that. And boy, have a seat. Anyway, this is your thoughts, talk, reaction on the Michael biopic compared to the Jackson American Dream. Jackson American Dream was legendary, iconic, and holds high standard, but it wasn't perfect. So don't put it higher, the higher standard it already need to be. All right, let's be a little humble about it. Other than that, it's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love. I'm back. I feel like I should have had talk more about the comparison with the Jackson American Dream and Michael's World too, though. So we can't forget about the iconic performance from the patriarch of the patriarch and the matriarchs of World 2. That is Joe Jackson and Kathy Jackson, aka Katie Jackson as well too, though. And that's from Lauryn Hill Jacob and Angela Bassett. This movie also introduced them more. For those who didn't, I'm not sure if Angela did anything big yet. She did. I know she did Boys in the Hood, as well as, and had some appearances on like TV shows like Cosby Show and all as well too. Not sure she had like a known role yet till this, and then later on she had to start with Love Got to Do With It, How Still Got Grew Back, Waiting Hell, Exhale, and many other movies as well too. And right now 911, and then Lauryn Hill Jacob is a veteran actor. If you know by this time before this is interesting, mostly before he did a lot of stuff like the Welcome Back Kotter series, the Coolie High movie, another I say the OG of Tubi movies, the LA Heat movies, and many others as well too. Though shout them out because a lot of people are like not sure about the portrayal by Cole Domingo and Nia Long. Well, I feel like Nia Long's a great actor. She's gonna do well, and Cole Domingo can act his butt off, man. If he don't, has he won an Oscar yet? Now, I mean, he definitely have a chance, if not sooner or later, to nab the Oscar soon. I mean, I know he Coleman. I keep calling him Coleman Domingo. Okay, I call him fully Coleman. Let me see this. He has no awards yet. He doesn't have he has some Emmys and Oscar nods. So let me see accolades. He had received nominations but haven't won any yet. Any as well too. So yeah. As well, but he'll eventually have his moment as well too, though, and he's a good actor though. So I feel I had in mind when I originally want to do this to put the bring up the matriarch and patriarch of the original movie as well too, and compare them to the patriarch maker of the new movie though. I feel like they're gonna do just as great as Lauryn Hill Jacob and Angela Bassett as well too though. Anyway, other than that, again, it's your boy T-Bear signing off again. Just let it click. Don't be hypocritical of this. Let's go back to the original. Don't be very critical to this. Like, let it click. It's going to this biopic gonna be epic, just like the record label Epic. Anyways, your boy T-Bear signing off.